Hi, everybody, and welcome to Jacqueline Ann Designs. I'm here today to talk about my February floss tube whips and also starts, and then some things I'm going to be starting here very soon. First of all, let me talk about my starts. I was going to be starting on some Sashiko, but I realized that I totally need to practice that my stitching as far as um, how to do that stitching straighter and just have it turn out nicer. So I've got some practice fabric over there. I'm not going to bother showing you. It's just a bunch of stitching, but there's no rhyme or reason to it other than to practice getting all of my stitches the same sizes and straight. So I did spend some time doing that. And then I got quite a few not quite a few, several barely started. Several were taking me a long time just due to the eyesight problems that I've been having. Um, and others I made decent, not terrific, but decent progress on. So without further ado, let's get into them. The first one we're going to talk about is this Old Faithful cross stitch kit for a pin cushion. And those of you who know, I collect pin cushions. I brought it up in the past. And so this is and I wasn't going to actually turn this into a pin cushion, and decided to go ahead and do the pin cushion. And the reason being is I just started liking it. I was going to be using it as a decoration in a memory journal from where I worked out in Yellowstone National Park for several different seasons. And but, I thought, I think I'll just make the pincushion out of it. I've got other things to put in the journal that will work just as well. So, now how far did I get on it? Let me hold it up. It's 16 count Aida, and I had trouble with it because of my eyes. I'm not going to lie. Here it is so far. I thought I would be a lot further along with it, especially considering the amount of time. Now, if I hold this up to it, I'm sorry about covering my face. We've been working here in my studio. And got tons done this past weekend. And I'm very close to being able to set up my camera and everything over here on my sewing cabinet to film over there. But right now we're still not quite there. But so we're kind of in an odd position. But it'll get better, okay? So please have patience with me. I don't even really, it's not going to show up that great no matter what I do. I've been playing around with it. But you can see what I did was I completed the red box around this inner part right here. I've gotten the grass completed. The very bottom of the tree. I'm not going to go any further on the tree, though, until I get some other things done. And because of the way that it's counted, I think it'll be easier if I wait until I've got the trunk in and this kind of a mustard yellow dirt mound that Old Faithful erupts out of. So I'm going to do the mustard yellow next, and then I'm going to do the tree trunk. And then I'll start doing the rest of the tree, and then we'll follow around through there and get everything done. So that's what's on there. This particular kit is by the Posey Collection, designed by Barbara Banger, and it's on 16 count Aida, and the completed size is going to be 4 by 4 inches, made in the USA kit. And as I said, I got it from the nonprofit bookstore when I used to work in there. So that is one thing that we are doing. I am doing. There's not a we here. It's just me. I did lose the color chart on it, but it's so small and easy to tell what goes where by looking at it. So no issues with that. The other one that I got a start on, it's what I call a barely start, is this Dimensions Gold Collection kit that I got, figured out, I bought it used. The person had stitched just like just a very few stitches along the top rim of that cup right there. And so I finished that row, and I got a little bit more done on it. So let me show you. Okay, so basically there are a total of 5 cups. So this, and this is the bottom of the first cup, the second cup, the third cup, and then there's 2 more going to be up here. And so basically I've got these first, I started here and kind of worked my way down just because of the stitching done by the previous person. I don't like to start in the center. So basically I'm down here now working on the bottom teacup and saucer. And I'm going to then, once I get that done, I'm going to work my way up. Now, this particular pattern, it's a Dimensions pattern. Once again, I'm not going to show you that because it is copyrighted, even though I don't think this one's in production anymore. I don't really know. It does not say the name of the designer or anything, just Dimensions. And really cute little pattern. There's going to be a lot of confetti all around here to do. So this is another one when I very first posted it on here. I said, oh, I'll get that one done pretty fast. It's going to take longer than I thought. One, because it's also 16 count with my vision the way it is. But 2, there is a lot of confetti in here. That background, I think, will take almost as much time as the whole rest of the picture does. But I think it'll be worth it in the end because it's very cute. And I want to have, I think I'll probably end up with a wall. I've got several patterns that feature tea and teacup. And I'm doing a block of the month on a quilt that's wool work, that's coffee. So it'd be kind of fun to feature a wall with tea and coffee, right? Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is another Bearly Start. And that is this stamped kit. It's one of the ones that I got for free. So I know a lot of people say, oh, why are you doing those stamped kits? Well, I got it for free. And 2025 is a year of improving my stitching. So my main focus right now, although I can tell you I'm going to start a really nice sampler. I've got a sampler going, but I want a different sampler. I'll tell you more about that here when I talk about my starts that are coming up. And I like some of the pictures that are on them. So right now, this one is, it's one of the ones, and one of those Asian kits. This is a Joy Sunday. It's called Copenhagen, and it's a 14 count printed canvas. When it's done, it will be 42 by 34 centimeters. I will let you do the math on that. It's got the Ecology Cotton floss with it. And I haven't got, this is like I say, a Bearly Start. Let me show you what it looks like. Love these quilts. I did do a video. These clips, these jumbo clips from Clover. I've kind of fallen in love with them. So basically, I've just gotten a little bit done on one of the corners up here. Let me figure out where it is. Oh, my needle. I'm a person, I seem to like to start at the upper left hand. And so I've really only got this little bit here done. This color and then across here. So I want to finish. What I kind of have discovered that I like to do is pick a number on these with the graphs. By the way, no matter whether these things are stamped or not, I love the graph concept. I don't know if I'll always love it, but right now, it's really helping me. And I keep going back to bringing up my eyesight, but it's an issue for me right now. And by having these little graphs here, I just like the concept of it. But anyway, so I've only got one color done, and it's this kind of a blue color. That blue color is all this orange that goes across the top. So I've just got this little bit done here. And it's because I only spent a few minutes with the kit so far. But I think I'm going to really like it. I like row houses. In general, I like houses. I like to stitch houses. One of my goals for this year is to get started on the series by Lori Holt, Hometown Neighborhood. I'm going to be doing the quilt, the applique quilt. I love applique quilting, by the way, and falling in love with it the more that I do. And one of her applique quilts it's all houses, cute little, really cutesy little houses. And she has also produced that in a cross stitch. So they're large size cross stitches. So just to let you know. But I think it'll be summertime before I order any more cross stitches. But I'm really hoping to get that one ordered. So what I'm showing you right now is I started on several of these stamped kits. Now, I am a Van Gogh fan. A lot of people are. And now I have to tell you, I have found patterns that I think end up much prettier than this one. And I probably will end up at some point. One of the projects that I want to always keep going is one or two fine art reproduction type patterns. And so this is the one I have going right now. And I'll tell you about another one I'm about to start. My plan, it's a little bit different than other people's. What I am finding is I almost kind of feel overwhelmed by having so many starts. But yet, by the same token, when I sit down every night in the evenings to stitch, I'm kind of like, oh, I can have my choice of what I want to stitch on. So what I've decided to do is I probably will add a new project every time there's a holiday, one a month, whatever the thing is, just like everybody else is doing. But I think I'm going to have either 8 or 9 that are kind of ongoing all the time. I'm going to have 7 and one every evening that I sit down and stitch on. And then I usually stitch more than once a day. Since I've gotten into this, I'm just loving it so much. So then I will divide my time between the other 2. And then probably one of them at least is going to be a big one that'll take forever to get done. And then the other one will be, I don't know which one it'll be. It'll probably change because then as I get one finish, I'll move something up into the ones that I do every night. So one of the ones that, so that's kind of my plan. And there's probably going to be others that I start, as I said. But there's always going to be the 9. And we'll see how that number goes. It's kind of random, isn't it? But that's my plan as of right now. And so this is one of the ones, I think this was not one of the ones I got for free. It's one of the ones I got off Marketplace for $2. So it's a good thing to work on getting my cross-stitching in practice again. So let me show you how far I've gotten on it. This one I have not done with my jumbo clips yet. Now, the main thing I've gotten done is this black. And the other day I said, why is it that you're moving so slow on this black? And I think it was because I was getting bored with it, because this one is not hard for me to stitch with my eyes. It's very easy. But the black, I've done a little bit of the black from up in this corner, and then I'm about here on this. And that's where I'm at right now on that project. I'm enjoying it, but I have found some much prettier renditions of Starry, Starry Nights than this. So, I'm going to finish it, but I'm probably going to do another one at some point. So I'm going to put that, it's just a little nicer. I think I have found several sites that have fine art reproduction cross-stitch patterns, and there's a difference in the quality, different places. I've already discovered in how they turn out. Now this one, yes, this is a pre-printed canvas, but I love the colors that this particular kit came with. They're just beautiful. As you can see, very bright and beautiful. And let me get the picture and show it to you. Now this one, I'm not going to take it all out of the package because literally I've done one straight row across the top. It is a whip. I'm going to take credit for it. I kind of figure I'm not doing too badly as a beginner. But this is the one. And I love florals. That'll be another thing that I'll probably almost always, not always, but almost always have going as a floral. And this one is started. It just gotten, well, it's not a straight line actually. It's the outside of the upper left hand, that rose there. It's kind of like a circle. That's all it is. And so I'm not going to pull it all out and show it to you. There's not hardly anything there to see yet. But by next month, I should have this further along. Because it's another one that I probably only spent about 15 minutes on. Okay, now this other one, it's a sampler. I think you saw it last time. I already pointed out the imperfections in my stitching, so I'm not going to re-point that out. But this one is a kit that I bought at a thrift store. It's got a brand name of Design Works on it. It does not have the name of the person that designed it. I think I paid 75 cents for it at the time. I was looking back and trying to remember, but it's an all red sampler. And what I have been working on is this border across the top. And you guys may remember I tea dyed the fabric for it. And so here's where I've gotten so far on this one. This one is going to end up, it's stitched on 14 count 8 of cloth, and it's going to end up being 9 inches by 20 inches when it's done. And I think it's going to be pretty. My dye job wasn't the most perfect, but I still think it's going to be really pretty. I just did not like this fabric was stark white, and I just didn't like that. Now, this is the area where there's a lot of mistakes, and I'm not going to repoint them out again. I pointed them out last week. And what I did this week was I continued working on the zigzag, is what I'm calling it, area. And that seems to all be according to how it's supposed to be. So now this week I'm going to plan on getting all the octagons and the accompanying little kind of individualized stitches done that go with it. So I'm going to get all the octagon done over here. And then I was going to go and do the bottom frame. Bottom border, which is the cherries, just because I kind of wanted to do the cherries. See there? And, but I think instead, the orderly part of me wants to go ahead and start on the alphabet. So I am probably going to go on up here and start working on the alphabet. And start working probably across the top, just like across the top here, this first row of the alphabet, just like I did with the top border there. So I'm happy, even though, like I said last time, that it's not going perfectly, but I am happy to be doing a sampler, because that and then the fine art reproductions, as I mentioned, are kind of the things that I wanted to go into cross stitch for. And so that is a very, very beginner, but it is a great start for me. So that one is there. So that's what I got started so far. Those are all my whips. Now, I had meant to get this one started tonight. This is one of those weird ones that the picture that the lady gave me, and the picture was missing from it. I would assume it didn't come with a picture because, I mean, it came with a picture because, I mean, they all do, but it's another floral, and it's a smaller canvas. So I think it'll go by pretty quickly. We're going to see. But it's that little floral right there. And this is one, it has no brand name on it. Like I say, I don't know if the original owner of these, there was a picture and a brand name on them or not. I honestly do not know. But anyway, we've kind of become friends because she's the one that I purchased all the $2 kits from. She just said she got tired of cross stitch. She didn't want to do it anymore. And so she had a lot of things she was getting rid of. She had some very, very complicated sampler kits there. They weren't kits that she had bought, that she had kitted out, but she wanted a fair amount for those. And, you know, when you look at the price of the fabric and everything else, I can understand why she wanted that. And I really wanted to get budget items because I'm practicing my stitching on them. But this one is called Flowers. This is an 11 count Aida cloth. And it will end up being 30 by 30. So I am assuming, since this is not an American product, that they are meaning 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters. But I don't know. We'll find out as we get a little bit further into it. But, so that one is, we're going to be starting probably tomorrow, actually. Now, and I want to talk about, I had planned on getting this one started, and I told you guys I was going to get it started, and that I was going to do it on Aida cloth. I keep changing my mind. I think it would look pretty on Aida cloth, but nonetheless, it does call for, it's called a 17 by 15 inch, 17 by 15 inch piece of X Jude sign, 32 count charcoal linen or fabric of your choice. I think, and I'll tell you why, I don't think I can do a 32 count, but I do think I can do a 28 count. I went to the sales at the Joann's that is closing down. They weren't great prices, by the way. If you want, I did a haul video. You can take a look at it. And I bought some linen. It's not the right color for this project, but I was able to figure out that I could do 28 count. So I may do this on 28 count if I can find the right color of linen. So there it is, but like I say, I don't have the stuff to get it done. I will definitely be starting these bookmarks this week. There are 3 of them. Now the pattern, when you get inside of it, now I'm not going to show you the pattern, but I am going to read you some things off of it and show you, maybe I can get this in a little closer so you can see them better, because the picture is showing them all on Aida cloth. On the back of the pattern, and this is from Nikki's Creations, it says, bookmark samplers, and there's just three little mini samplers there for bookmarks. And on the back, if you look close, it says here that it's 30, the supply list is 32 count antique rose from Nikki's Creations and DMC thread 2-strand floss, which I think she must mean 2 strands of floss. I've never seen DMC. I know that Valdani has a 3-strand floss that you can buy. I've never seen DMC have anything but 6-strand floss out of their regular floss anyway. Now, if you go on the inside of the pattern, find it without showing you the actual pattern, cover it up. It gives different requirements. It still says antique rose, but it's telling you to get 14 count Aida cloth. And so I think I have some Aida cloth that's 14 that is kind of an oatmeal color. So I think I'm going to do them on that. So those will be started sometime this coming week. And I'm going to start them all in one fabric, so it will be like one work that I'm starting. And then we'll go from there. So that's what I have got going so far. I've got some other embroidery projects going, but I am separating all of that out because floss tube is floss tube, and it seems more concentrated on cross stitch. But I do have some embroidery projects. they aren't started yet, but they're actually about to get started. And mainly they're for my stitch book. They're just little embroidery kits, very inexpensive. Ordered them off Amazon. Some of them were gifted to me. And another one is a kit that I actually purchased at my local, it's like a block of the month, only it's a page of the month, that I'm actually doing from my local stitch shop. So it's a quilt shop. They don't have a lot of stitching stuff, but they have a little bit. So anyway, I'm doing that here at home. It's a video program you watch online, and it all has to do with that stitch book, my embroidery projects, and my goals in 2025 of improving all of my stitching. That would be all of my slow stitching. That would be my any quilting that I do on my quilts, because I do a lot of applique work, and even, I am going to be doing some, for the first time, some hand quilting on one of the quilts anyway. And I need for my stitching to be better for that type of thing, because I am discovering that I really enjoy handwork. So without further ado, that's my floss tube for the month of February. Sorry it's a few days late. I kind of forgot to do it. So anyway, look forward to seeing y'all at the next video. And I'll have more done on them and some new starts for you. I doubt if I have anything completed. I'm hoping to have the Old Faithful completed as a finish in March, and be maybe pretty close to finishing the stacked teacups, but I don't know. We'll find out at the time, right? Because like I say, with my eyes, I am slow. So you guys take care. I love you, and we will keep watching the channel, because I'm trying to post things fairly frequently, not just not just the floss tube once a month. I just don't have, I know most people are publishing their floss tubes more frequently. I just don't have enough going with mine yet. I'm just starting. So please forgive me about that. But the reason I decided to do floss tube with it is to kind of keep me doing it and not just giving up because of what's going on with my eyes. So I think just pushing myself to do it is just going to help to make me do it. So love you guys, and we'll see you at the next floss tube. Whether that ends up, I make a lot of progress and that ends up being in 2 weeks, or it ends up being my March recap at the end of the month. So bye-bye. You take care and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye. Hi, everybody. I wanted to add on to the end of this video another start that I'm going to be starting for March. And I am going to be starting a mystery sampler, where you do a section of the sampler every month. I got there's that magazine from New Zealand that's going out of business, and you could buy a digital copy set of each one of their magazines, and the entire set was for $28 and some change, so $29 basically. Tons and tons of patterns, and there are some really pretty samplers in here. And since I've been wanting to do a sampler, I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to read you a little bit about it. It's called they're just calling it the mystery sampler, so you won't know the name of it or anything till it's done. And there is the first month's work, you can see. Plus, it's kind of cool. It starts in my favorite place, upper left-hand corner. I am going to be stitching this. It's going to be my first time stitching on linen. I did get a piece of linen. It's a 28 count, and that will work for this. I did not want to get any linen. I could not find any here in my local stores for some reason. So I finally found this one at the going out of business sale at Joann's. It was no great bargain, believe me. But still, I'm going to give this a try. And it's a 28 count DMC brand, Carolina linen. And it's in the color, is what it's called, I believe. And it's in the color of sand. And so I'm going to stitch it on that. Now I'm going to read you a little bit about the person that did this. Her name is Yvonne Horn, and at the time of the writing of this article, which was in February of 2006, she worked with Papillion Creations. Maybe she owned it, maybe she worked for them, I don't really know. But it says, I am thrilled to give you part 1 of our mystery sampler. This sampler will feature over 5 issues, so it should take me 5 months to complete. That's what I'm hoping. The design can be stitched with DMC threads or silks from hand-dyed fibers. I have not invested in any kind of silks. I have all the threads this calls for in DMC, so I am going to do it in DMC. At the time, they were giving away some free silks that you could enter competition to win, or you could order a packet for them if you wanted. But now let's talk a little bit about Yvonne Horn. It says, Yvonne Horn lives in France, but had an English upbringing. Like most little girls in the early 60s, she was taught at school how to stitch. Her first designs were published in the late 1990s and were inspired by the beautiful French architecture of her homeland. Yvonne enjoys reading historical novels, which led her to discover the history of embroidery. And this inspired her to begin designing samplers. And Yvonne loves trying out new types of embroidery stitches. She gives this advice for attempting something new. Firstly, trying a new stitch can be a little daunting, but take things slowly. If you don't succeed the first time, try again, as my mother used to tell me. Now, there are some stitches in this sampler that are not cross-stitch, at least in this first month's, and they give you instructions on how to complete them. There's one here called the tied windmill stitch that's in there. Then there's another one called the Smyrna cross. They all look doable to me. And then there is another one called the double herringbone. It looks like it's got stages there. And then there is another one it's called a satin stitch. But it's, when you're doing embroidery, this regular embroidery, the satin doesn't look quite like that. So I'm anxious to see what that actually turns up looking like. And this is what it looks like on the pattern. So I'm anxious to see what it actually looks like on the pattern. And the neat thing about this pattern is it takes no more than one color of any of the skeins of floss. And it looks like you're going to only have, and I hope they don't mean it's just for this kit, because I don't want to end up having to, I hope they mean that this is what it is for the entire sampler. I'm kind of wondering about that. But the reason is you go purchase, and then things are different dye lots. Now, I have the DMC already that this one calls for, and right now there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 colors. So 12 different colors in this section, and with a few specialty stitches to learn, so that'll be really good for me. Once again, you guys know about my 2025 goal of improving my stitching, right? That's my goal. So here it is, and then you can see the question marks for the other 4 months. So I think I can complete that corner in a month. We will find out. So anyway, thank you for letting me add this onto the video, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. I almost forgot it. Bye-bye.